Hey, welcome to Talking Entertainment from Rip City. I'm Brandon Laws, and I got Dan Zeal, and this is going to be a short little tribute pod. We're talking about Kobe Bryant and the whole horrific helicopter crash, all that stuff, and just our thoughts on it. Dan, let's start with you, man. Like, when you heard the news that, I want to say it was a Saturday morning, Sunday morning, something like that. Like, what were you doing, and what did you think? Were you just like, this can't be real?
It was kind of a surreal timing because Nancy and I were actually about to walk into the theater to go see Bad Boys for Life, and our group text message, Kenny actually texted us,
Yeah.
and he'd said something about Kobe dying. I was like, no way, what the fuck? So I walked to the bathroom and I went and I checked on Twitter, and then like there you go, like there was a news that like everybody had said like Kobe had died in a helicopter crash, and like my fucking heart sank, dude. Like,
Mine too.
and
Yeah, I felt the
I
same.
couldn't believe it, and like it really hit me hard. And like, I walked in there and I just was kind of out of it. And I told Nancy that Kobe died, and I was like, man, I hope to God that his daughter was, or the kids were on that helicopter. So,
Yeah.
and and I remember having to go to the bathroom in the middle of the theater, or like in the middle of the movie, and I went and I checked to see if there was an update. And or no, maybe it was after the movie. I think it was after the movie. I went to the restroom and I went and got the update, and I saw that they did announce that Gianna was also in the crash too. And like, I almost lost it, dude. Like, I just couldn't imagine that, imagine that feeling. And I kind of told my wife, and like, it was a very somber ride home. I was just like looking at all the things, and and it was crazy because like I'd gotten a call from my mom, and I knew what she was calling about, but I listened to the message, and she's like, your dad said that Kobe Bryant died, and I know he's one of your favorite players. And I just couldn't help but laugh, but I was like, apparently she didn't know,
Yeah.
because Kobe was not one of my favorite players. As a Blazer fan,
No.
I fucking hated
Well,
Kobe.
yeah, but like, you would never wish this upon any of your worst enemies, like yeah, he was a villain, but every hero needs a villain. That's how some of these Marvel movies and shows exist, is you got to have the counterpart, and Kobe was that. And he was such a part of our childhood. I don't know about you, but like, when the Blazers and Lakers were going at it back in the, like 2000 time frame, I mean, some of those games were like the best, and Kobe Bryant was at the forefront of that. He was the villain, and we still love the villain.
Yeah, and you look back on it and you think about all the times, like I've gone to quite a few Blazers Laker games. Always a pleasure to do that. And I think Kobe was out one of them, but I had the pleasure of seeing him a couple times, and then you start to think about it, and you think about all the memories and all like the times that you watched him, and like, I think one specific memory I remember the most is that after his last game in Portland, when he said, he came out and he said that he was glad he got booed, and he was tired of losing there. Like, I had a lot more respect for him towards the end of his career, and
Me
definitely
too.
in retirement, for him and for his career, than
Yeah.
I did at the time when you really get a chance. And I think that's when I became more of a Kobe fan, was
Yeah.
post career than anything. And then
Same
when my
here.
mom had said that, and it's like, you think about it, and like, when I really started getting back into the NBA is that year that they were playing the Celtics in the finals, and you just think about all the memories, and you think about all the times you watched Kobe Bryant and say, well, maybe he was one of my favorite players. And but because of, it's okay to hate somebody that you have a lot of tremendous respect for. It doesn't mean that
Yeah.
you don't like them. And I think that,
Yeah.
he could still be your favorite player, to hate, but he's still your
Mhm.
favorite.
Favorite player to hate, is a good way to put it. And I think what drew me to Kobe is like just his ultra competitive spirit that he has, and his work ethic. I mean, like, just hearing stories of his work ethic and how competitive he was. I mean, he's a good role model for a lot of people. And I know, people are going to twist my words by me saying that, because I know he's had a dark side to him with that whole Colorado thing, but I'm not even going to get into that. I'm like, the bottom line is, He was ultra competitive, probably a probably a tough teammate to have because he pushes you, but in the end, he makes you better. And you want people like that around. And it's just, I watched the whole memorial last night. I watched the recording of it on YouTube, and it was like a 2 hour event, and just hearing stories of like Michael Jordan getting up there and Shaquille O'Neal and even the Sabrina from the Oregon Ducks women's basketball team, like just hearing stories about how connected he was to them and texting them and asking them questions. It just seemed like he just loved the game of basketball and wanted to help people. So just it's sad. It's surreal. It's real. I'm still kind of in shock. It doesn't feel real.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough situation, and I was, I remember at the time, being super emotional about it, and there's not often times when celebrities pass, you see them, but I feel like this one touched a lot of people,
Yeah.
and I think that just speaks to Kobe, and I think that the sad thing that you bring up is like, that they're those people that want to just solely remember the negative thing that happened, and like obviously, I
Yeah.
remember when people were talking about his passing at the time, it's like unfortunately you can't talk about his life without mentioning that, but then you also
Sure.
have to talk about where he came from, and after that mistake, and a lot of people don't want to reflect on it, is like, because of what he did or didn't do. Like, I think that's why he became the father that he was, and and why he wanted to really, you know
Yeah.
push, be the forefront for change in how like women's sports and
Yep.
athletes were perceived. So there's a
Yeah.
lot of things, that a lot of moments that happen in people's lives, and whether you choose to
Hmm.
learn from them is
That's
what makes you as a character.
dude, that's such a great point. It's like it seems like, people like Kobe Bryant who make mistakes and big ones at that, but you learn from them, you grow from it. And he was young at the time, obviously no excuses, and we weren't there. We don't know what happened. Um but he didn't choose to define his life by that and his legacy. He, like you said, he's getting women more involved and helping them grow and be better basketball players and put women's sports at the forefront. So I think he's done a lot of good, and he learned from the mistakes he's probably made.
Yeah, I mean, I think the word that they use is like ambassadors. Like, he became a real
Yeah.
big ambassador, and he put his brand behind it. And I think that that's not easy for a lot of people to do, and it could have
Yep.
been hit or miss. So
Well, I appreciate you coming on, doing a quick little podcast. I felt like we couldn't let this one go by, and I didn't want to shove it into another episode. So I thought it would be nice to just do a little Kobe tribute and just say rest in peace, Black Mamba.
yeah, I'm out.
All right, buddy. See ya.
Peace.